Hey yo guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are reacting to best father versus son moments in anime from VinnyTube. What's a good father versus son moment? I do not know. I don't know. I have no idea what's a good father versus son moment. I have no idea. Anyway, we better check it out. I actually don't know a single one, and that's crazy to me. But make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below, and let's just get right on to it.
In battle shonen anime, there are tropes. You know how it's almost always the main hero fighting the main villain, and fate will bend backwards all the way to make sure that will happen. There's also the designated girl fight, because a lot of times it's the female members of the good guys team and the villains who would inevitably end up fighting. I think that those tropes need no introduction for you, but here's something that I've noticed, and it's going to be
here's one of them.
Today's special video. It's the father-son duel.
Oh yeah, great! I forgot about him.
A large cast of characters, the long run, and the inevitable clash of ideals. It's not too uncommon to have a key battle in the series be one featuring a father-son duo. At times it comes out as a grudge match, while other times it comes out as part of a training session. Today we're getting over 8 of the most notable father versus son moments in anime. But before we get started, I'm here to urge you to hit
I forgot about Gaara. I should be I'm a dumbass. He was an okay character. There's nothing, it was nothing crazy to me.
It seems that Bleach just doesn't have the father-son duos with the best relationships. While I wouldn't consider Ichigo and Ishin's relationship to be full of tension besides the bickering, the same can't be said of Uryu and Ryuken. The two Quincy's just don't get along too well, and then have a heartfelt duel early on in the Arrancar arc. This battle features a depowered Uryu trying his hardest to just defeat his father through his wits. Give this guy some respect. Even without his Quincy powers due to the events of the Soul Society arc, Uryu still manages to come up with some creative ways to try and beat his father. Ultimately, I still consider the battle a win for Ryuken, who manages to defeat his son by overcoming all those tricks I just mentioned, only to reveal that it's all an elaborate training arc of sorts. In the end, despite their less than stellar relationship, Ryuken had intended to restore his son's powers by taking the latter to the limit.
God damn.
Before we continue, I'd like to give a shout out to the sponsors of this video. Aura fell in love heroes. I'd like the strategic strategy. Take more to deal with belong box.
I didn't get this too far in One Piece, so I don't know, but I heard about the whole entire Sanji
Let's take a look at One Piece now, shall we?
They're trying to make superheroes?
Sanji versus Judge. Not too long ago, in One Piece standards, we got another epic father-son battle to add to the gauntlet, with Sanji finally getting his hands on his father, who he's not on good terms with, and that's putting it lightly. Sanji hates his neglectful and abusive father, and that all comes to a boiling point when they finally battle each other. The two had a back-and-forth duel after Sanji reaffirms his convictions. Empowered by unpleasant memories of his youth, Sanji manages a furious recovery, however he gets caught off guard by his father's soldiers, and that's what leads to his defeat. From a storyline perspective, it would make sense at that point of the story, but I personally want to see him break through those walls soon. I think that eventually we could potentially see him overcome that final hurdle and complete his character arc.
I literally don't care about Sanji.
Up next is another tenuous father-son duo, Baki and Yujiro. For Baki, the greatest opponent that stands in his way to greatness is no other than his own father. His father Yujiro, the strongest fighter in the world, is such a monster of a man that matching up to him, much less besting him, is quite practical.
Why does the animation look so different?
It's amazing what high standards our protagonist puts himself up to, and we'll soon see how far the distance between the two of them are in this battle early on in the series. Despite all the training that Baki had to undergo in preparation for the battle with his father, everything comes crashing down as soon as the battle begins. There's just nothing that Baki can do to harm his father, and his father easily bombards him with blows. This is a fight that's quite hard to watch, with Yujiro seemingly being proven right about his son's weakness. Even more painful though is seeing Baki's mom stop the fight only to get killed for her efforts. Yet let's just say that Yujiro's not exactly the model dad, but he sure makes a great ultimate villain for our hero to endeavor to beat.
What do you mean he's not a... Oh, what the fuck?
Since
I really gotta
we're on
watch
the
Yu Yu
topic of classic
Hakusho.
anime, let's continue with Yusuke versus Raizen. Among the numerous arcs of Yu Yu Hakusho, the Three Kings arc is one of the less renowned ones. Now that doesn't mean that it's devoid of some key moments and memorable fights, however. One such fight is the battle between Yusuke and his ancestral father Raizen. After the appetizer of a battle, Yusuke and his team go on to meet Raizen.
I still haven't watched Yu Yu
battle.
Hakusho, so I have to watch that.
On Yusuke's part, as he gets absolutely trounced in this battle. Despite all that Yusuke's been through in terms of becoming stronger, he still realizes that his father's strength far surpasses his, despite the father not even being in peak form. This pushes Yusuke into a training arc, only to be disappointed when it's time for the rematch. Despite Raizen nearly killing Yusuke in their second meeting, the former simply explains some important revelations to his son before shortly dying due to starvation. Yeah, such a shame we never got to see the fight between father and son when they're at their peak powers now, isn't it? Then again, who are we kidding? Raizen's probably going to run away with it, considering how peak Raizen is, and is probably the strongest being in the Yu Yu Hakusho universe.
Oh, for real? Okay, and I totally forgot about this one.
We move on from that one to the next battle, Gaara versus Rasa. The Battle of Sand Wielders is one of the early highlights in Naruto's Fourth Shinobi War. Reincarnated by Kabuto, Rasa gets sent to fight the allied shinobi forces. It's just fitting that his major battle would be in the form of a duel with his own son. Gaara and Rasa was just a thing of beauty and a great battle between two sandbenders, so to speak. It's a battle that makes it seem that the father is in control throughout, and he moves on to finish the job with the techniques he's used to defeat the One Tail. However though, to his surprise, he realizes too late that his son is no longer who he once was. Realizing some regrets as a parent, Rasa finally succumbs and gets resealed after a climactic scene. But before doing so, however, he gets to share a very tender moment with his son where he congratulates the latter and expresses his apologies.
I still don't forgive him, but at least Gaara got his respect, so that's all that matters.
Next in line is Goku versus
I love this fight, but Gohan didn't do anything in Dragon Ball Super after this fight. You know what I mean?
How could we not include probably the most iconic father-son duo in anime? Goku and Gohan had a lot of history, and my favorite among those moments, besides
I'm a Gohan fanboy, but
back in the Cell Saga,
he didn't do anything in the
Dragon Ball Super fight. In a bit
he didn't do anything in Tournament Power.
Gohan passes on more training with Piccolo in order to have a more challenging test. A tag fight just doesn't do it, so Gohan proposes an all-out battle against his father. Goku in Super Saiyan 2 is already a humongous challenge to have in front of you, but Gohan just knows no backing down and still manages to keep pace. This forces Goku to bring out Super Saiyan Blue, which Gohan responds to by powering up even more. At the end of the clash, Goku reigns supreme, but Gohan more than earns some newfound respect from his father. I think the fight, with its responses of power-ups and display of sheer destruction, helps encapsulate why a lot of people love Dragon Ball so much. The cool thing about the fight is that it's not just a battle of strength. It's
I do like this moment. This
showing
is
the fruits of his growth and the reaffirmation of his vow to keep pushing himself and his father to greater heights. Among the father-son fights in anime, I think that few can come close to the emotional stakes of Gray versus Silver.
That's true. This just confused me because he kept on changing who he was. First he was his father, then he was the demon, then he was his father again.
And with the culmination
I'm just
of
like,
Fairy
I
Tail
don't
at
fucking...
hand, it's only right for Gray to finally have his long-fated showdown against his father, who's long believed to be dead. It's the battle of two top-tier ice wielders in Fairy Tail, and it's just full of hype. I know Fairy Tail's been notorious for some of its fights, but I think that the fight between Gray and Silver is one that didn't disappoint. As expected from two people who know each other's moves very well, the fight ended up being touch and go, with both fighters countering each other's moves. Silver gets the upper hand for a stretch, but powered by his resolve and memories of the past, Gray wins after some clever bluffing and the technique Vambrace. I like this fight because it feels like the culmination of Gray's backstory that started all the way to the second arc of the series. It caps off a long journey on a plot point that I honestly think that the author had forgotten, but we did get some closure and some feels along the way.
It was really good. I've never seen this anime.
Kamui and Umibozu's history stems from way back. They've never been each other's best friends ever since the time Kamui was much younger, and it all came ahead towards the end of the Rakuyo decisive battle arc. The sudden appearance of Kamui sparks a battle between father and son, and you can just feel all the pent-up emotions overflow with each move they do. For Kamui, it's a battle of redemption, a way for him to prove that he's come a long way and has become far stronger than his father could imagine. The fight was looking like something that would end when one of the two died, but Gaara manages to stop the battle and appeal to their familial bonds. So that's it for today. Pretty much a video befitting the occasion of Father's Day, everyone. If you're up for more special videos like this, please comment with your suggestion.
It definitely ain't Father's Day. I think my favorite one has to be probably the Gaara one or the gray one are like one of my favorites, to be honest, because the Gaara one was really nice, and I'm just glad that Gaara, you know, finally defeated had to go as his father for what he did to him, like fucking insane. And then you have Gray, but Gray was confusing sometimes because I'm just like, I thought it was a demon and then it was his dad. I'm just like, okay, so how is his dad alive? And then I figure out how dad is alive, and I'm just kind of like, and now freaking Gray has like a whole entire black force energy shit. I don't even know, like a demon. I'm just like, how the fuck did he have a demon now? I just don't get it sometimes. I just don't get it. But other than that, I think Gaara one was my favorite one. You guys comment down below a father versus son moment that you like, or even a father versus son, or a father and son duo that's like your favorite father and son duo. Other than that, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.